What we have always done is built a case and done investigative work in who we go after and who we target. And so this judge is ridiculous.
One of the great problems that arises with all of these sycophants who surround Donald Trump, who are just clawing for his attention and his approval, is that invariably they're going to step on one another in trying to be the most loyal, the most sycophantic, to get the most of Donald Trump's boot into their mouth or onto their neck. They're just going to trip all over themselves. And this is what's taking place right now, especially related to Kristi Noem and Tom Homan. Neither of one of them is actually in charge. It's Stephen Miller who is in charge. It's Stephen Miller who is actually the Secretary of Homeland Security. It's Stephen Miller who is actually the border czar. Because if they were actually doing their job, they wouldn't have time to do as much media that they're doing. They wouldn't have as much, she certainly wouldn't have as much time to apply her makeup and her gender affirming items and then go out into the field to do photo ops in combat gear like she's doing. She wouldn't have the time. She's the Secretary of Homeland Security for the United States of America, after all, right? And the way that they're stepping on one another is the fact that we're going back a couple days now because this entire controversy that spun up in the wake of Tom Homan saying that they don't need probable cause. If you look a certain way, if you have a certain appearance that they're suspicious of, that's all they need. And on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, Kristi Noem was asked about this. And her answer leaves much to be desired when she says, we're not doing that. We're not using appearance as a predication for arrest, for detainment, for questioning. We're not violating people's due process rights. We're not overstepping our duty to the Constitution as law enforcement officials. We're not doing that, even though he said we are. Watch this exchange, and then let's break it down bit by bit on the other side.
Judge in Los Angeles temporarily blocked ICE raids in Southern California, saying that federal agents cannot target people without reasonable suspicion and using factors like skin color, the language that people speak. Will you comply with the judge's order?
Absolutely, but we've never done that. We've never done that. What we have always done is built a case and done investigative work in who we go after and who we target. And so this judge is ridiculous in the fact that he put forward a decision like this. We will appeal it and we will win it, because over and over again, when our ICE officers are out there getting the worst of the worst off of our streets, they're using the investigative backgrounds and information that they have from either criminal records or what they have for charges, or individuals who are breaking our federal laws that need to be brought to justice.
Madam Secretary, Tom Homan, the White House border czar, said as much this week. He told Fox News that physical appearance was a factor in detaining individuals. What do you say to those who hear that and say that is racial profiling?
The facts of how we do our investigations and our casework and what ICE officers are doing today is they're going out there and building a case just like other law enforcement officers do. They're going out there and doing the investigative work, gathering the information to decide how we're going to run our ops and how we're going to target individuals. And overwhelmingly, people have heard the president say over and over again about how important it is that we continue to go after the worst of the worst. This week,
absolutely, but we've never done that, she says. And then she rambles for a whole bunch of time to try to distract from what the actual point of the distraction was, just to muddle the whole issue and confuse everybody. But ultimately what she said was, yes, we will comply with the judge's orders, but we've never done that. Well, if you've never done that, why was there a judge's order telling you to stop doing it, Kristi Noem? Huh? Why? And also, if you've never done that, why is it that the border czar, Tom Homan, just said that you were doing it just the other day?
I've got to get your reaction to this Biden-appointed federal judge out in Los Angeles, apparently expected today to issue a temporary restraining order halting your lawful operations. She says, I think it's important for the court not to burden otherwise lawful law enforcement activities. Your reaction there?
Look, people need to understand, ICE officers and Border Patrol, they don't need probable cause to walk up to somebody, briefly detain them, and question them. They just need this totality of the circumstances, right? They just got through the observation, you know, get articulable facts based on the location, the occupation, their physical appearance.
Absolutely, she says, but we've never done that. And Tom Homan says people need to understand ICE officers and Border Patrol don't need probable cause to walk up to somebody and detain them. When you have physical appearance to go on, why would you need probable cause? Why would you need to consult with the Constitution of the United States of America that sets out the burden being on the state, on the government, in order to protect the citizenry, in order to protect the inhabitants of the country who are subject to the Constitution, protected by the Constitution? Why would you need to abide by the Constitution? Ghouls, violators of their oath to the Constitution, violators of human rights, violators of constitutional rights, all in the name of Donald Trump to accomplish his draconian, tyrannical, disgusting human rights abusing policy to rid the country of brown people and create a white ethno-state. The wildest, wettest dream of Stephen Miller come to fruition. Except he gets to be behind the scenes and doesn't have to catch the fire that Kristi Noem, not sorry for her, or Tom Homan, not sorry for him, but that they have to because they're in front of the cameras all the time. He gets a little shine in the light every once in a while, but not to the degree that they do. And it also makes it impossible for everybody to do their jobs, even though that's a great thing because the more impossible their job is to do, the less good at doing it they are, the less precision they have in their mass deportation effort. Anyway, I invite you to this conversation. This isn't just about racial profiling. This goes far more deep, far more insidious into their efforts because the Constitution forbids them. It restricts the actions of the state, and they are sidestepping that. It's too difficult to do the job the way they want it done, so they just ignore the Constitution, a document to which they swore an oath. What do you think? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line and leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Please consider helping support this channel, do the work in independent media that we do. Right now, we are under attack from the Trump administration. Truth itself is under attack. For $2 a month, you can help me produce these videos. You can be a producer of this content for $2 a month. Click the join button below, become a channel member for just that, $2. Go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All those are fantastic ways to help support this work, and I would appreciate it very, very much. Follow me on social media. If you're around, don't sign up to do it, but if you're around and you want to see what I'm doing over there, at Dollemore, I'd love to see you, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.